Welcome back to ASL, ladies and gentlemen. Week number 3 for term 1. We've got a bunch of action for all of you beautiful viewers today. My name's AR, as always, joined by the fantastic Ultradism, because who else can cast this content better than Alt himself?
Wednesdays after school, AR and Alt on the desk. There's only one place this could be. And they're more iconic duos. It is here, ASL Fortnite. And what a week we've had. What a couple of weeks we've had right now. And we're getting towards the end of the season where people are realizing those 32 spots up for grabs are being hotly contested, and some big teams pulling out back-to-back victories multiple times along the way.
Yeah, no, absolutely. This is, of course, week number 3 for term 1. Term 2 will be going on fairly soon. Of course, all of this brought to you by Ace and Nitro. 182 schools going ahead and signing up for ASL this year. Of course, this year being the 4th year of ASL. And like Alt said, only one team from each school can make it into that premier division. So as we've seen over the past couple of days, the past games that we had, these guys are hungrier than ever. They know that it's all on the line. This is the moment in time where you got to be all gas, no brakes. And we've been seeing that consistently with them.
Yep. I think there's two aspects that really lead towards that. Number one, only one team per school means that there are some, there are schools here putting in 3, 4, 5. We've sent up to like 9 or 8 teams by a single school before, and that's massive. Now you're going against everyone, not just your opponents. There's no strategies, no alliances. This is every team for themselves right now. So that's created a little bit more animosity, room to prove yourselves. I mean, yesterday we saw at the end of the day, it was St. Henry Marist Ananda, I think it was. Their first and second teams were the top 2 in the lobby, I think in both games, at the leaderboard at the end. That means everyone's here. So that's point number 1. And point number 2, AR, is what this all leads up to. We're in term 1 now. Term 2 comes, and we got 8 weeks of competitive play, and that all culminates in the AGC LAN, a full-on live event, Cape Town in August, pro players and school players getting to play in the same sort of tournaments.
Yeah, we saw it last year, the grandest stage for ASL, and we are absolutely waiting for it to happen again this year. And yesterday was actually the first game of ASL Fortnite where we saw Chapter 6 Season 2's initial gameplays go through. We saw a lot of things, Art. We talked about a lot of things in the beginning portion, and we managed to see every single thing happen in-game that we discussed at the beginning.
Yeah, this season has taken away a lot in terms of stuff like mobility. It's added a lot in terms of normal weapons, etc. But then it's added both points of interest and so many buffs in various boons and medallions. And so there's a lot of loot available, and the ways to get it are so creative, AR. Whether it's taking the train and fighting off waves of AR hordes, or breaking into a bank vault through so many different means, an armored vehicle that you can take control of and beam down people like we got to see yesterday. I mean, this game is so deep, and the players have done their research.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And Fortnite knows how to make a season just for us over here at ASL. Pure chaos for all of these youngins to go ahead and manage to get the best content out. And some of these guys, of course, this is like their first stepping stone into professional esports. And ASL is that stepping stone, because once we head down to that LAN, it's going to be the first LAN for a lot of these individuals. And like Alt said, meeting their heroes, the heroes seeing who they've influenced, it pushes these guys even further into esports. And not just for Fortnite, but for ZA as a whole. And of course, today we have some Valorant action as well after Fortnite, so stick it out for that. But Alt, yesterday we got to see a little bit of metas being built. We discussed it in the second game. A lot of teams are now not choosing to have that assault rifle in hand. They're opting to have a shotgun and a sniper, or more impressively, that shotgun and that mammoth pistol, and backing it up with a laser just to break through the builds. Do you think that meta is going to change as we go along within this? Or do you think that's going to be the set standard, the sort of the glass ceiling for now of these players and their talents?
I think that is the baseline that you should have in your kit. Something to chonk down something from a distance. So that's your sniper rifle or a mammoth pistol. 175 damage to the head is quite a way to start a fight if you get that right with that limited ammo. And then your shotgun is, once you close that distance, once you got the advantage, you nail them as you close in on them. Again, a little bit harder without all the mobilities, only the shockwaves in it. But you're feeling pretty confident, and your opponents are definitely on the back foot if you get that first shot. I do think that for assault rifles, there is one exception. Right? There is one exception. The highest firepower we saw yesterday beaming through 2 builds in a row. So taking out the front wall and taking out the guy behind it in half a clip kind of thing. It was amazing to see that. So there's always going to be little outliers or different play styles, but that is, I think what the heart of the early parts of the season look like.
Yeah, what are we hoping to see over here? Because personally, I want to see that train in action. I want to see how the turrets on it are going to prove a little bit difficult just to get the loot inside. But even more so, I'm looking for a baseball bat elimination. Like, that's what I'm looking for. I want to see someone get yeeted off of a mountain, take some fall damage perhaps. Look, I know that sounds cruel from me, but look, I love that, okay? I just want to see it happen so badly. What do you want to see, Alt?
I do. I must admit, that was the one part of yesterday that we kind of talked up. The right click, or, the charge swing that you can smack someone and you knock them back so far off a cliff, off one of those final builds. That is a classic way to end a game, but certainly there's enough other options as well. So we're yet to see that. I'm very interested. Yesterday was quite empty lobbies, so people took a lot of time on their own and looted up for a long period of time, only 1 or 2 eliminations. Here we got a pretty stacked lobby. We're over double the number of teams now. So the hot points of interest are going to be hotly contested. And it was that ring of death along the western coast where we have 3 points of interest so close, Crime City and the rest. That's where we already saw it hotly contested yesterday. Today, I wouldn't be surprised to see 5 or 6 teams heading that side.
Yeah, and that's the best thing about it, right? These lobbies keep on getting bigger and bigger as the week goes by. More of these guys able to join these lobbies. And of course, now that load shedding has been suspended for the time being, we are going to go ahead and see these guys actually drop in for everyone in chat's entertainment. Can we get some puggies in the chat right now as the battle bus goes over the beautiful map and everyone choosing where to descend? And I think you might go ahead and have to go gamble something, because your prediction was right over there, buddy.
It's not a gamble when you know the patterns, you know what's up for grabs in these areas. But actually, only like half of the crew going left. So many people taking to the bottom right-hand corner of the game, and Minem Jeff and the rest of the squad are going to be taking out the Outlaws Oasis. I had to get in there. I knew AR. Wow. Okay, Flooded Frogs, 3 teams. How? Oh, AR, what is so important about Flooded Frogs?
Well, the thing is, nothing anymore. That little secret area down low, we can't get into it because the void masks are gone. I think everyone wants to just land here for the loot that we can get, and then also a lot of materials in this area that you can get as well. Also, the armored vehicle that we saw yesterday as Crib gets taken down. The armored vehicle does sometimes spawn right here and move to the eastern side of the map. So maybe these teams hoping for that pistol in hand right now of Airwolf. Love that series, by the way. And now pushing up, pistol in hand. Unfortunately, numbers game a bit too strong. And that is going to be the first team taken out immediately at Flooded Frogs. Still a couple teams north of it, so they will have to be aware.
I think those were the guys who were following them in or dropped just alongside and decided to bail before the action got too hot. And so they found extra areas of loot, but going to be hard to push back in. The rest of the field still pretty spread out. So the south, a nice peaceful area, just a single casualty of teams so far. And I mean, right now, you really don't want to be going down too early in these matches. Kills are great, but placement also offers so many points that even if you can just keep one person alive, if you want to take a nice scrappy engagement, you keep one person alive, you give yourself the reboot afterwards, and you try to play for the late game.
I mean, we saw that yesterday, right? With Joshi actually managing to stay alive as the solo for the team and then winning that first game as well. if you just keep your own life alive, not risk going for that reboot cards or going for those raises, you can go ahead and get the victory if you play your cards right. As we move over to Mark and the rest of the team who are over in Canyons Crossing, close up. Spider-Man, Spider Senses did not actually work that well over there. Drops that healing smoke though. Get some health back up, and actually, that's the smart thing. Uses it as cover as well, and manages to back up.
Very nice. This whole team's on such low mats. They can't afford to take any sort of build battle or long sustained fight. They don't have the healing as well. Mark's got a sniper, and that's it. So trying to get an off angle and bait in their opponents to move up. The other two taking the left-hand flank, but they flank themselves. They jump in there in aggressive position. Has claimed one. It's a 1v1 now, and that jumps the athleticism over. Limited builds is great. Buying time for teammates to reinforce, but no one coming out there. It is actually Darth Deathbringer. There's one more reinforcement. I think it's a single member alive for both squads left to fight it out.
Yeah, absolutely, and gets that elimination there. I think that was the baseball bat that we saw actually in there. I got confused. I thought that was a pickaxe swing for a second. I really thought that was a knock with a pickaxe, and that's the thing that's a little bit confusing sometimes, is that baseball bat sometimes looks like the pickaxe. But Mark now just going to go ahead and back up. Only has that shotgun and that AUG in hand. Has that healing mist as well, but will be on the way back for that reboot cards. My name is if I get to say it now. Unfortunately, gets taken out over there on the far west side just by Outlaw Oasis. We saw that secret little vault yesterday. It didn't have anything. Not sure if that was a glitch yesterday or not, but this team is looking pretty stacked right now, Uli, with that mammoth pistol in hand. We saw how powerful it actually was. I think it was a one-shot headshot for the second game yesterday for our victors. That just ended the game immediately. And let's not even talk about that mythic one yet, though.
Well, this is something that's very interesting to me. Yesterday, we got to see people spending such a long time looting that pretty much everyone had purple or better weapons in every slot. Now we're flicking through these different players as we get into a battle, and I mean, blue as your best right now. Limited healing, a couple of shields if you can get them off. Nice attempt with the shotgun, but really frenetic play, and eventually it gets caught out. And Red Walrus, the only one left alive in still close proximity. Mr. Above Average and Spectre, Minty. This is a trio we've seen time and time again, even making their way to AGC last year. And very good to see them. They are in a confident position, herding out the last members and looking to claim that full team wipe. Here comes the bat. If we could please tell me, Mr. Above Average, you're going to actually finish this off hand to hand.
Oh, we would love to see that. If you talk about skill and you look at that word in the dictionary, this is the team that you will spot. Shotgun in hand. The spray down, unfortunately, no baseball bat. There is water down low. It would not have resulted in any fall damage, but it would have still been nice to see. Gets that kill up. 2 kills for the team's name right now as they are going to move out of Storm. Time City does seem to be a little bit looted, and there is actually a team by that black market as we are going to move up north. We see PRG over here on the map as well, guys, that we've seen before, and Stormo and the rest of the squad also names that we have seen. Aiming down with that AUG, goes for the shot, but unfortunately does not connect. The bullets coming out so quickly. And Stormo has that collateral AR, that fast rate of fire that you talked about earlier, Alt, trying to beam through those bullets. Now just going to build a little bit of cover and try to peek with that mammoth pistol. No opening yet. Going to try to find a different angle. And if you can get that first shot with the mammoth pistol, it is going to go ahead and make that opening for you and the rest of your squad to push in very effectively.
Yep. That's the game plan, right? You can see the reliance as well. Sniper rifles, if you can't get a mammoth pistol, then, or if you want to take it from a slightly longer distance, certainly you got someone like Stormo who's making the flank, but caught out there. Bullets immediately disappear. Thankfully, got a big trunk here, and I Am Groot blends into the surroundings. No one knows that they're here. Still got to be careful about their approach. Yep, someone's still looking at you.
Yeah, absolutely. Tries to go for that wild shot over on the left, but not connecting over there. Cool SA right now, pushing up close with that AUG, that burst, obviously. Striker burst assault rifle, so powerful if you can connect the headshots, but beaming through bullets as well, actually doing fairly well with it. Stormo as well, backing up with that collateral assault rifle. Current up close with the hollow twister, but only 12 bullets left. Baseball bat also in that inventory. I'm just hoping for it so badly, so I'm going to call it out. It's like Chekhov's gun. If you mention it, it has to go ahead and be there at a certain point in time. Current right now just going to go ahead, build that one by one, put up some walls for cover. Cool SA, though, pushing up top, making sure to get those cones out. Gets the cones, prevents any other height from being taken. Sniper in hand now, switches to the orc, beams down low, but the ball's so quick, Alt.
And now they've got the high ground. They force them out of the retreat to the skies. That extra bit of pace to get the extra height is so good. Now your opponents are running for cover. They try to take another stand on the side. The shots, trade it out. Koi going to be the only one left alive. Stormo and Current were confirmed so quickly there. So again, it's just a war of attrition against this KM squad. Stormo still alive. The opportunity to res is there. Just got to turn around and make sure you're not being followed.
And, you know, sometimes a situation like this is better than building. I mean, the builds, as they're going ahead and going up, it will give away position, but this is a nice sneaky res. I like this. No builds whatsoever, just out in the open, get the res as quickly as possible, and then try to go ahead and rotate. Time City, though, home now to RHB. We've seen these guys before as well, and Mr. Above Average and the rest of the squad also over here. We hear the alarms bleeding as that vault's being broken into. Clickslayer gets taken down by Minty, now confirmed as well with that shotgun shot. Mr. Above Average goes through so quickly through that wall, taking the teams down to 18.
To the top 3, so a great way to do that. But we do have gameplay back, AR.
Yay, absolutely we do. And moving out of Seapoint City, it is actually still CBK who are making their way out of it. Ghost Sniper still in hand for QM players, and we do apologize for those technical difficulties, chat. Internets are still going ahead and being a little bit wonky, even though load shedding has been suspended. You know, it does mess around a lot with signal, so we do apologize for that. But 11 teams left, and look at that builds that are ahead of us, Alt. And we talk about builds as well so much within this. Remember, these guys are still at the 180 pings that we usually are on. Maybe the lowest being 150, but we do have obviously those teasers for local servers. Hopefully those will drop soon and make ASL even better than what it already is.
Oh, these kids are so used to playing on this right now. They're going to feel like everything's moving in slow motion for them. Silky going forwards, and hopefully we can get that for term number 2. We jump back into this action, though, and QM players and the rest of the CBK side, they're making an aggressive push in. They've spotted out that their opponents were hunkered up by the reboot van and have decided to leapfrog them with the storm coming in, knowing that maybe now they can hold some position if they get across these big open fields.
Yeah, absolutely. And material is so important. We can see Plushy farming just a little bit over here. Almost maxed materials. And that's the thing that you want at this point in the game. 21 players left alive, 10 teams. You're going to want to go ahead and have materials. And we switch over to Inferno, who's building like a mad lad over here. But there's only 37 builds left. The wall gets taken, however. And that puts you in a bad predicament. Trying to spray through is Inferno. But unfortunately gets taken out. That's going to be a confirm as well. Shadowgriff, last one left alive for the team, it does seem. And move through as well now through this little city of Hopeful Heights. Using the buildings as cover. 75 builds to the name as well. And at this point, you want to be farming every single bench. Every single little hot dog stand that's next to you. Even these racks with the t-shirts on. You want to get that for metal as well.
It's so important. Yeah, exactly. 75 is great to just play a sneaky, quiet game. But when the action starts heating up, or if you ever do want to try and build yourself into a more aggressive position, especially without the mobility, if you got a hill that you got to climb, it's important to be able to tunnel your way up to that hill and then up and over the top of it. So every moment that you're just standing still could be better utilized. And, you know, those are the small things that the students want to work on over time. And having a coach, like so many of these teams do, will highlight that stuff in the replay analysis after this. I mean, remember, a lot of these guys, this is their first tournament. There it is. AR, there it is. It's the armored car.
It's the mythical armored vehicle, and there's players in it ready to shoot as well. Doesn't seem like anyone's in the back of it, though, but Lezik right now up high, 68 HP, is going to pop that chug jug, and they changed how that chug jug works. a little bit. It now heals up as much as you need, then saves the rest. But that armored vehicle taking only about 1,000 damage over there, and in the hand of CBK Engni has that mythic org as well, and the laser as well. No mammoth pistol for that initial shot, but even that gold splashes that make you go ahead and pickaxe a lot faster to take walls. As we see Shadowgriff getting taken out in that kill feed, we're down to 9 teams.
Oh, sniping battle comes across, jumping behind the rocks as we have a couple of kills across the kill feed. As everyone forced into this top north-hand side, and next zone looming ever closer. Everyone now needs to take an offensive, a defensible position. So they have been in and out of the zones. Remember, half the zone is going to... only half of the current zone is in the next zone. So everyone kind of wants to hold that inside edge, or at least if you're on the outside, look for people who are going to be forced to make a movement soon. And snipers are great, as we see Mighty Micah, the rest of the CBK side. They've skirted the edge. Now Leon coming up from in this duo. They've got 6 kills between them against so many trios. Is an impressive score so far. Taking a very aggressive position here.
And the thing is, the zone still being, and I hate to say this out loud, but the zone being a little bit kind right now, giving a lot of real estate for these guys to actually be able to build. I mean, we've seen zones in the past week that have just been in the middle of a river, or in like half of it is just the ocean. So being fairly kind over here. Right now in Hopeful Heights, but you know there's a minute left before it shrinks one more time. As we see Neo has that mythic collateral assault rifle, is what we saw yesterday. It's so dominant. This is the gun that Alt said earlier on, beamed through one wall, beamed through the second one, and then got the elimination just like that. And on top of it, has that mammoth pistol as well, and a good amount of height here as well to go ahead and just spot out, scope out the entire grounding areas, and actually spots out one is Leon. Spotting one out in the distance with that org. Has that baseball bat for a little bit of mobility as well, the faster running speed, but still only connecting that few shots and then staying still, staying very, very quiet, just to make sure that no one goes ahead and destroys this height advantage that they have.
Well, this is the Hopeful Heights. All of these 9 teams still full of so much hope, but from the heights you can crash down in just a moment. And it seems like everyone waiting for that, taking whatever pick opportunities, watching their backs and making sure to not get picked themselves. It's on the rotations though that the gunfire really lights up AR, and it's, if you can make that rotation early. I mean, look at this next zone, completely in the storm. Everyone's going to have to abandon their builds, and Cappy Booker, the rest of the squad, are making early rotations to get there. I like that.
Yeah, absolutely. And with the zone going to be shrinking, it is going to go ahead and push these players so close. I mean, how many times have we seen in ASL Alt the zone, almost zone 11, and there's still like 6 or 7 teams left alive within it?
Oh, we're sitting at 8 right now, 14 members, and everyone grouping up, waiting for the storm to start shrinking 55 seconds. Now's the tense time. You can't invest too much into your builds. You don't want to get flanked by someone going in behind you or from the side. Instead, a little bit of aggression can actually pay dividends, as Cappy going to try to take the height advantage away from their opponents. They've got them surrounded, they've got them cut off, and there's one of your early kills. Down to 7 squads, now turns the attention through the sniper scope, and can't get an early shot, so it has to try and reinforce a little bit, look for a different angle.
Yeah, and now the zone being a little bit cruel, pushing in just a little bit. That's 7 teams, 13 players within this. The medallion has been dropped. We can see it on the minimap, and look how close these guys are going to have to be. You don't want to be in that storm right now. It is going to be dealing 8 damage per second, and every single player right now, they know that so well. So what are we going to do? We're going to farm up a little bit that we have. We're going to build so that no one can go ahead and sneak up on us. And Cappy Booker going to try to beam from above with that hollow twister. Baseball bat for rotation right now. Going to go ahead and push a little bit out into the open. Gets the shotgun, but gets lit up as well. Cappy just behind has that golden sniper to go ahead if they get high ground. As we move over to Leon. It's just going to be watching from the height as well. Beams with the org, hits just a little bit over there, Alt, but not enough to go ahead and get any sort of confirm or any sort of push damage.
Yeah, you can see like 4 or 5 people scattering across the map in front of them, and you take whatever shots you can.
Oh.
Sometimes they hit, and a single shot from the mammoth pistol. No, that was just a sniper, right? Yeah,
that was
hopeful. I was hopeful for a second.
So impressive.
That was a chonky shot to be able to take out the elimination and playing on their own, solo to the end, top 62 kills to their name. Now going to be pressured by multiple opponents.
But Alt, 0 builds. There is no builds left on a radius. No materials whatsoever. Now has to drop down to the low ground, reload that shotgun, but gets dropped on by Leon, and that's what we were talking about. We instantly are down to our top 4 teams. This is why you have to manage your materials so effectively. You gotta keep an eye on what materials you have at all times. Leon with that purple shotgun and gold AUG as well. Neo still with that mythic and that mammoth pistol. It's gonna prove very useful in this endgame. Cappy, however, on the high ground, and you know, this is the position where I'm just gonna say it, a baseball bat elimination would come in real clean.
That's if anyone's contesting your high ground. We have seen very few teams that go for those sky bases, but when they do, no one looks up and they're able to take such advantage. Look at the free firing line right now. Just spray down in the path of your opponent's retreating. That's an ambitious jump. Cappy makes it work though, and going to be able to scale quickly up in a new corner. Try get off angles, and he makes it effective. Immediately takes out FN Clip, and this duo raining death from above, now pressurizing builds against their opponents. Want to still make sure that they cover each other, because 6 people alive, 5 people alive. We're down to our final 3.
Alt, look at the advantage that they have. The rest of the teams are on the side of a mountain. They have to waste materials. They have to be out in the open to try to get up. And Cappy, he can go ahead and just beam these guys that come through. This beautiful shotgun shot from Cappy. Tries to spray through the wall. Gets the elimination by spraying through the wall. We're down to our top 2 teams. A 2v2 situation. There's a big shotgun shot on one. That's going to be one knock. Looking for the finish right now. Beams come through. And there it is, Cappy Booker. Cappy managing to clap it out. Caddy also going to be there. Look at the kills. That's 25, Alt. 25 and a victory royale.
25. Single-handedly, this squad wiped out half of our lobby, more than half, in fact, and lasted it all the way into a first place as well. That's how you maximize your opportunities to get into that Premier Division. What a fantastic first game for them, and they were up against stiff opposition. Look at that, Danka coming in second place. I think that was about 12 kills. That flashed up quickly, but again, those 2 teams, that's dominating. So that's a team that's got a good start, managed to excel that into a bit of a leader first scrap, and then they just cross the island in a wave back and forth, eliminating anyone who stands in their way.
Yeah, I mean, that's what, 50 points for our first game for that team. If we can get a confirmation on what school that actually is, we would love that broadcast. But that was only the first out of 2 games, and we saw quite a bit of the, albeit technical difficulties aside, we saw a lot of action within that. I mean, we even saw how powerful that collateral assault rifle actually is, beaming through walls, and what a beautiful take for that high ground. They saw that the zone was going to be moving over to that hill, so Cappy and Cappy Booker took that high ground early, made the rest of the squads have to climb up the side of a mountain, and then just beam them. Absolutely wonderful.
Yeah, high ground in any shooting game is pretty much option number 1 when you're looking for good cover. And the ability and the foresight, having the resources still left available for them to go towards the skies. They got themselves a good little ledge, made sure that the zone wasn't right behind them, and then just pulled out the assault rifles, the sniper rifles. I didn't see too many mammoth pistols. A little bit sad about that, maybe in the next game. But certainly whatever they had found along the way was used well. And a couple of shots from some teams here or there did go astray, and those are the differentiating factors. That's the separation sometimes between 6th place and 1st place.
Yeah, absolutely. We will go ahead and get that second lobby set up for all of you guys. So go ahead, grab some popcorn, get yourself some refreshments, because we have a lot of action. Not only do we have a second lobby of Fortnite, we also have a lobby of Valorant coming up after that. So don't touch that dial. ASL's the place to be right now. Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays. We'll be right back with our second lobby of Fortnite.
Hi, my name is Sander Esterhuizen.
Mijn naam is Christian.
My name is Richard André.
We are from Gauteng, Johannesburg, Hoërskool die Anker.
The games are definitely challenging. We have a lot of different players with different skills. They are very good. Some of them are poor at the game, but it's very challenging. I say it's hard, difficult.
Van hulle was lekker, van hulle was moeilik. Daar was baie kompetisie. Daar was verskillende spelers, van die spelers was baie goed. Ek het dit geniet, dit was lekker.
Yes, it was extremely fun. Very grateful for the opportunity we had. It was very intense and there was certainly a lot of competition, but yeah, it was just amazing. Yes, this is our first LAN experience ever, so we are extremely grateful for the opportunity.
Yes, this is me and my team's first LAN experience ever, and it's quite different, very different. A lot of people around us can hear what they are communicating to the teammates, and it's definitely more pressure than at home. We're comfortable.
Ja, dit is my eerste LAN experience. Dit is baie anderste, baie groter. Ek het dit nie verwag nie. Die mense is nice, almal.
You can feel the environment. I mean, the people are very nice in it, but you can feel it's not the same at home, like on your own setup. Everything just feels like different, but it was good.
Ons het saam in creative geoefen, ons het Zoneworks teen mekaar gespeel. Ek en my span het in 'n trios gaming gegaan. Ons het ons strats uitgewerk en ja.
At home, we play together a lot. Creative mode, public games against other people, just making sure we know what we have to do as a team.
I definitely did do some mentality stuff. I've motivated myself, and that's how I played.
Yes, we definitely gained a lot of experience from this, and next time when we come back, we will be better than ever and hopefully grab that first place trophy.
Ons het baie goeters geleer om saam te speel, nuwe strats, waar om te land. Dit was baie lekker. Ons het dit geniet, ja.
Yes, I learned that I doubted my opponents. I thought that I was this guy placing first, but no. Yeah, I learned that I should not be cocky, lower my ego, and definitely train harder, play more. Highlight was definitely coming third place in the nationals and celebrating it at home.
The highlight, I would say, is just meeting a lot of new people and all of the commentators and just having a great time with everyone.
Dat ons derde kon gekom het in die ASL.
My hopes for AGC 25 is to see a lot more people joining the community, to meet new people, and just have a great experience together.
My hopes are coming first place, obviously, and probably training and playing a lot of games with my fellow teammates.
That we can come first.
Thank you all for your support, and thank you to you all that doubted us.
Sterkte, daai kant, almal kan dit doen as julle julle harte in dit sit.
For my school, I would say we tried our best. We were extremely grateful. We were chosen for this opportunity, and we did our best. And next year, we will certainly come back and be on top.
My name is Mnoto, and I go to a school called Thomas More College in Hillcrest, Durban. I play Rocket League. Yeah, Rocket League is my favorite game.
Thomas Moore doing it. Mnoto coming off the seating.
We placed third, unfortunately, in the schools league, and today we did not win a single game. I found it amazing. It was very hard, yes, in general, but yeah, that's what comes with competitiveness. No, this is in fact my first time being in person with friends, with teammates, and yeah, it's been an amazing experience. How did we prep? So we prepped by scrimming a lot. A week before our tournament, scrimming all the teams that were going to be here, and we also did just sessions with our coach. Yes. I experienced playing in front of a crowd for the first time, all the nerve, all the pressure on top of you, and how you can really play differently at home and in front of people. Yeah. My highlights was probably meeting all the pros, Snowy, To Die For, Cams, Ram, Mr. Low. Yeah, that was definitely my highlights. My hopes are to stop playing RLCS, maybe make top 8s, and really make a name for myself, so yeah.
ASL action continues right now. We're going to see the second Fortnite lobby, and then just afterwards, Valorant action. Brought to you by the two of us, Ultrazim and AR, the Jake Peralta and Doug Judy of School Fortnite.
You know, we love Brooklyn Nine-Nine, but the only thing that's 99 right now is these guys' gameplay. What an absolute banger that first game was. What was that, a 25-kill game, if I'm not mistaken? Plus the 25 for the Victory Royale, a whopping 50 points for that. And if we go ahead and check who those victors were, it was PRG Fortnite Alpha that went ahead and won that first game of Fortnite. Alt, no surprise there, PRG always doing magical things in ASL.
Always doing magical things, and that's the thing, is they're one of the schools that best supports ASL. They normally run about 7 Fortnite teams here, so they're one of the schools that is definitely going to be hit hard by this single team per school making it through to the Premier Division. There is so much on the line, so PRG Alpha are going to be ecstatic that they pulled off such a clean victory at the end there against formidable oppositions. The Anka coming in second place, the first time they got knocked down in 3 full lobbies, and so a little bit of retribution here for different teams, and certainly some of the teams having taken the best steps want to keep that momentum going and soar to new heights.
Yeah, and that just means the rest of these teams are going to be searching for these victors. I mean, you win a game, you do get that target on your back, especially with how big these lobbies that we've had today. It's one of the bigger lobbies that we usually have. What was it, 67 people, if I'm not mistaken, in a lobby over there? But that's not the number you should be wowed by. It's 182 schools. That's the number that you should have been wowed by. Signing up for the 4th year of ASL, of course, brought to you by this beautiful sponsor over here, Acer Nitro, making everything possible for ASL. And like I said, only 1 team per school can go into that Premier Division. This is currently week 3 of term 1. And if you guys want to get your schools involved, you can't do it right now, but you can do it for term 2 by going to schools.acgl.gg, getting everything done over there and getting your school a part of it. We would love to have you part of ASL.
Yeah, and it's not just Fortnite. We talked about having Valorant again later. Yesterday, we got to see some Rocket League action on stream. We get to see, and behind the scenes, there are so many other titles. There's everything from your typical League of Legends, and we also see some of the mobile titles coming in there. We got Brawl Stars. We got a chess ladder here on ASL. Yes, you can play on chess.com and have matches that organized against other schools. There is something for everyone here. But right now, the ones that we're focusing on, Fortnite action, and the first week we're getting to look at this new patch, and again there's that general meta that's coming out there, and I didn't see too many big plays from medallions or anything like that. We didn't get to see the end of the story of the armored car. That is still waiting in my heart. We got a taster of it.
Yeah, I think we only saw the 1 medallion over there. I think there is a bug in-game right now, not with us, but with Fortnite itself, where the island boss sometimes does not spawn on the island. So that kind of doesn't drop the mythic nor the medallion. So we only got to see the 1 medallion in the previous game. But we're back in the battle bus out, and a couple teams dropping early like we saw the last time. Very similar playing path over here to that last game as well. And, you know, I'm going to say that it's your prediction again. A lot of teams going to the new POIs and a lot of teams going back down towards Mask Meadows.
Flooded Frogs, I think, is going to be a lot more vacant and peaceful this time. No one wants to fight it out there. Mars Meadows looming with just a single team. This bottom left, Canyon Crossing and Shogun Solitude. That has got, what, 3-4 teams going down that way? Single red player going down that side of the map where I see the other two coming down, right? A little bit of miscommunication. They may be planning to meet up in the middle, or just someone thinks they're going to be the insurance card for their team. It's the tactics I'm going with. Let's head off to Magic Masters, though.
Yeah, and Magic Masters, of course, has that black market there as well.
Name.
Yeah, beautiful name. Yeah, we'll just leave it. We'll leave it at that beautiful name, and is gonna go ahead and make you remember that name by finishing Cat over there with that pickaxe as well. And now just gonna go ahead and farm some materials. Like I said, the black market is over here. If they go ahead and intercept any teams going over to this black market, they get those free Dilberts, they'll get the free mythic within it, and maybe even those boons that we've seen.
Yeah, Dilberts is something that we haven't seen. We haven't had the opportunity to see teams utilizing yet. You know, really cashing them in. There was the one team there by Masked Meadows in a week last week that did go towards the black market and then got pounced upon as they left. So a different team always has the opportunity to collect that afterwards. Remember, it's not all about the loot, but the loot does help.
Yeah, no, the loot definitely helps. And another elimination over there for Shadow Gruff on the side of HTSW. But yeah, again, only Org in hand right now. You will have to go get that loot that we're talking about. And Shiny Shafts actually has a lot of players by it as well. But let's go get in bird's eye view over here at Canyon Crossing first. There is one that's knocked Click Slayer moving up very, very quickly. Gonna run up the wall. We see the laser in the hand of Evan right now. And that laser, we saw do a lot of damage, but it also gives you a lot of materials. A very, very easy way to go ahead and farm. Clickslayer does go ahead and get one. And there's the beam with that laser doing big damage. There's a little explosion that happens as well. That poor bunny's ear, man. But a lot of damage on that player. That poor player, too.
Impressive range on a laser weapon as one. Able to finish off that kill. Clicks there with a single shot. Rest of the team going to clean up the rest of Canyon Crossing, and a great way for them to utilize what they've got and now flesh out their inventory, coalescing 2 teams worth of loot and looting into a single trio.
Yeah, absolutely. And Shiny Shafts now, it does seem like a team has won it from what we last saw. So there is a secret vault also in Shiny Shafts. Hopefully this team knows how to open it. You just go ahead and turn the 3 valves. And of course, look who that team is. It's Mr. Above Average, Minty, and Solo Spectre. Surely they have the game knowledge of the secret vault. So let's see if they do manage to open it. But again, also this little river over here is a gold splash river. Does give you the gold rush effect. Even these little gold pieces that Spectre is mining will go ahead and give you that gold rush effect. And alt, like we saw yesterday for the first time ever, it gives you a speed boost. It gives you a pickaxe boost. I mean, look how quickly Minty was pickaxing over there. It makes the wall takes and the water places so much easier and so much more stressful for your opponents.
I love when a boost gives you something in combat and out of combat. So there, if you've got no one around, you're not wasting it. You're just able to farm and move around and get to a new position way quicker. If you're in a boost, that pickaxe suddenly becomes a dangerous weapon, both able to chew through the builds and then the person behind it before they can answer. So I like to see this team, and they were doing their homework. They were looting around the gold. You can definitely assume they're heading towards that black market at some stages. Okay, now the north starting to close in, the zone starting to heed the impending clashes where everyone going to be forced to come together. And right north, you see Matthew and the rest of the squad just standing around the reboot van. I mean, the rest of the squad being the ones who needed no, the rest of the squad that I thought was a different team. He gets taken out.
You and me both over there, Alt. I thought that was the rest of the team as well. No, that was a team just waiting in the bush by that reboot van for their timely opportunity, taking us down to 19 teams, and that is going to be the freest of eliminations for this squad. They will have to go ahead and get their materials up. They've got decent loot for now, but we'll be looking to go ahead and upgrade that. As we look at the map, Hopeful Heights has a lot of players by it right now. 2 teams looking to go ahead and battle it out. The builds immediately coming out from tanks. And there's the shots where the org does not connect as much as you would like. Unfortunately, pulls out that sniper a bit too late, drops all the way down. Mighty Mika, a name that we've seen before, trying to build some cover from that collateral assault rifles on the opposing side. FN Club with that very, very quick edits and that very, very quick builds. Now just trying to find out where the opponents are, keep as much high ground as possible, and beam down low.
Constantly flicking to that sniper rifle just in case anyone is trying to make some distance. They do spot someone leaving the battleground right now. They still want to stay aggressive. They've got the combination of the snipers and the shotguns that we were looking for, hitting that first shot and then being able to burst through it afterwards. Unfortunately, not much to threaten the bulls that are now pretty fortified beneath them. They're going to have to find a new creative angle, maybe just get out of the area if they're not feeling confident. They don't have a lot to waste. There goes that gold rush effect, and a little bit wasted on the first vault, but can at least allow them to make some distance, and you can see the whole squad disengage. Good communication coming out, and they live to fight another day.
And that's one of the most important things that we don't often see is a tactical repositioning, but repositioning straight into that reboot van. They will go ahead and try to stop another player from getting back into this fight. But that player is so elusive right now, managing to run. But I think that was the confirm on the elimination, if I'm not mistaken. No, there's the confirm. That's the confirm on the elimination. And that third party, like you say, Al.
Yeah, exactly. They hunted down the single person. They eventually do get them, but their opponents who they were pinning against their own builds have now turned the tables. They're surrounding Mighty Mike and the squad. It's a great use of the helium mist. It allows them to constantly top back up. That's the thing. You can now take these little trade battles, and unfortunately for them, Tanks has been taken down. A trio versus a duo for the rest of this fight.
And one can only imagine out if they had more gold splashes, they could have gotten out of those builds even quicker with that pickaxing. That's 2 down now for this side. It's just FN Clip that's left alive. Edits through, misses that shotgun shot. It is the side wall now looking for a shot, but again, no connection on it. A third one, and it does not connect. I don't even think the shotgun fired on that one. But tough close range situation is going to be Cappy going ahead and getting that final elim. Beautifully done, and plenty of shielding in Cappy's inventory to top up.
Just the tempo of that fight and the execution by these guys, the decision making to collapse upon their distracted opponents was so good. And then they just slow played it. You know, they had the advantage of being on the outside. They corralled their opponents, and Fire Cupid actually getting knocked a couple of times by this armored vehicle just driving it. So that's still the AI controlled one, isn't it?
That is still the AI controlling it, but there's a squad pulling up to it, and it is Cappy and the rest of the squad. That is the weirdest AI movement I have ever seen. I'm just going to say that right now. Man was just doing...
Okay, we are back, and it means that unfortunately the Fortnite is over. We didn't get to see the culmination of the second lobby, and it was rearing up to be quite an interesting finish there. But we'll be sure to let you guys know on all the social medias, etc. Hey, look, I'm a better size. All the social medias, etc. What the standings and outcomes of that are. But we did promise you that there was more than just Fortnite. We head across now to some Valorant action, and it's Eldraine, again a well-known name in the esports school scene, versus Crawford, a team that we don't get to broadcast very often, AR.
Yeah, I want you all back at home and in chat to clip that, because that was low accurate height of altruism. But yeah, Eldraine versus Crawford over here in Valorant. We promised you Valo action, and we are going to deliver it one way or another. Now, Alt, it's been a minute since you've been in the Valorant casting scene, but you know, you play Valo still on like off stream and stuff, so you should be perfectly fine. But it's said to be a good one that we are going to see over here. We do actually have confirmation, if I'm not mistaken, that the second match. Holy, Alt, do you want to read that one out?
So, game number one, a pretty close fight between Daanka and PRG Alpha, and PRG Alpha managed to get that one out. Game number two, not even as close. PRG Alpha won the second lobby and now sits at a total of an indomitable 229 points after 3 weeks. Remember, like, these guys effectively at the end have played 8 lobbies. So that would mean other teams would have to be averaging about 30 points per lobby between kills and placements to just be at where these guys are now.
That's insane. PRG Fortnite Alpha at the top of our Fortnite lobbies today. Congratulations to them in order. We will have more Fortnite action tomorrow at the same time, same place. So set an alarm, set a reminder so you guys can be a butt. Oh, let us hop into that Valorant action. I mean, it's going to be one for the ages. Like we say, Crawford versus Eldraine. Let's get into these team picks right now. Crawford going to be defending first, and immediately an insta-lock on Clove.
When it comes to school leagues, you know, meta compositions are not what's on my mind. It's much more about the agents that players are more comfortable on. As long as you got a nice balanced team composition, you got someone who can go in an entry frag for you. So you got your duelist, you got someone who can get you your information. And so, you know, KO on both sides is a pretty consistent pick. Clover's really nice. It gives you that respawn advantage. So you can play a little bit more aggressive. On the other side of Killjoy, one of the best characters to be able to lock down areas in the most literal sense with that ultimate.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And we saw Eldraine last week go up against Vaderkloof as well. Did fantastically. I'm just going to say this right now, Alt. Can't aim, can actually aim, and a little bit of a power struggle. A power struggle right now on the side of Crawford. Both wanting to, actually, a triple Yoru hover. So maybe doing the thing of, let's let the time run out and see exactly who actually gets Yoru. You know, a little bit of fun happening in ASL, but sometimes you can't have too much fun in ASL.
These guys are just they're playing their cards close to their chest so that us as casters, they make us work for it. Instead, the late pick gives us the Cypher. Again, such an incredible person to be able to defend and be able to get that information, can basically control a site by themselves. Otherwise, the ability to, you know, spot out late rotations, even on the attack. Matching up the Razors in the duelist role, we'll see if Bubbles can be taken out by a card, can't aim. And the Yoru pick was not just a bait there.
Yeah, absolutely. And Kimono also an absolute demon from what we saw last week. Keeping an eye on Kimono is going to be one for the ages as well. But this is our comps right now on the side of Eldraine, Raze, KJ, Fade, Omen, and KO. So even having some decon over there on the side of Crawford, we've got that Yoru, KO, Clove, Cypher, and Raze. And looking to maybe use that Cypher to make things a lot more difficult for the side of Eldraine to actually get into sites.
It's a very interesting dynamic between the two teams. I feel like we're going to see here Crawford on the green side, if you guys are not 100% sure. Crawford on the green side have the ability to poke and prod a little bit. You know, they've got the Cypher to sit back calmly. KO is very good at holding up points. Clove can kind of make their own forays. Bubbles is going to want to capitalize on any sort of information that they can gather. And again, Buttercup with these cheeky little mental plays of the Yoru is going to be able to maybe very, early catch out an entire team. Aggressive util usage, immediately understanding where each other is. Bubble's going to be able to pick up the first kill. Buttercup claims the second here for Crawford, and a bit of a trade out coming at the end there. Still 4 for 3, 4 for 2 in the favor of Crawford. They've lost another one, but the cross angles are there, and with 2 players left alive, Crawfords take the pistol round.
Beautiful paint shells coming out at the beginning over there, claiming the KO. And then I don't know if I saw this correctly, but I hope that I did. Did Buttercup fake clone? Because I would love if that was the case over there. Not fooling Skull at all, but I really hope that it was a fake clone. Bubble picking up 2 in that entire situation over there. Actually, a fairly even spread of eliminations on the side for Crawford. But now we get into the second round. Pistol round is always that early one. It doesn't mean a lot unless you go ahead and absolutely dominate it and take down the mental of the opposing team. And there's that Marshall shot getting the first elimination. Buttercup on the scoreboard right now again.
Trade's coming in on the other side. Point being up for contention, and a trade both ways. Going to be slowed down by the fade here of Gorta's Ek. Hey, look, it's you. Sorry, a little stuck in my throat. But the fight continues. Bubbles continues to show some proficiency here on the duelist role, and enough members nearby to also be able to cross those off angles.
I am average. I'm not Mr. Above Average, but I am average. And now comes in the Prowlers. Looking for another shot is Buttercup, but unfortunately does not connect. 3v1 situation almost instantly. Alderdane, it's Kimono left with nothing but that classic. Still has the full HP though. It's going to be a tough one. Puts that turret down in the smoke. Needs to check that right corner. There's the 0.9 that comes through, and the distraction allows Killua to go ahead and go through. Swing with that Spectre and get the elimination, putting us into 2-0.
Crawford has such good synergy, I must admit. The way that they're playing as a unit is fantastic. They're taking the good off angles. They're controlling zones. They're moving in together. And I mean, that util usage at the end to create the distraction. You got a Killjoy turret. That's the ability and the information that can gather from swinging around. Even if it doesn't get the shots off to kill them, you know where they are. On the other side, I want to point out one play. Gorta's Ek on Fade did the most amazing, knew that there was a Marshall facing into them, and threw out the haunt. The shot went off to kill the haunt, and they swung after it and shot down, got the kill. Unfortunately, just too much of a deficit for Alderain, but we now start to go towards round number 3, where things even up a little more. Kimono going to be leading the charge on the Killjoy to gather some information. Bubbles here to hide their progress as they make their way around. Buttercup going to teleport behind everyone right now, tried for the single poke. Still no casualties on each side as the shot goes through. Gortazek holds the angle for long enough.
Just waiting, perfectly stares, gets the headshot on Buttercup, and now having the numbers advantage, but not checking corners. Could have been bad over there. Does go ahead and get eliminated by Court. Bismillah gets taken out. Winter now on that Clove gets caught as well. 3v2 situation. The shots coming out from Winter. Beautiful little flick on that headshot. Can't aim, but now can't connect on Kimono. Luckily, Bubbles is there to go ahead and clutch it up. And Kimono actually got 2 over there with that Vandal.
That was a really nice way to try and clutch it out. Kimono's been spectacular. The last one left alive on both rounds, and good couple of kills to go with that. But the big part is Bubbles has been great as well. You know, the early frags that you're looking for from your duelist. And at the end there, I saw Bubbles is also not afraid to react very quickly. You know, if there's gunfire behind, they will turn around. A lot of duelists, they think their entire job is just go forward. So it's nice adaptation coming out. And Crawford, a good solid start to the 3-0.
Yeah, absolutely. And now this is going to go ahead and take that econ down just a little bit for the side of Alderain. They will have to go ahead and play things a bit smarter. You don't want to go ahead and peek. They will need to play it way, way slower. And then actually make sure they go through and get sight effectively. But Stingers in hand up against Vandals. It's going to be a little tough. We even see a Marshall on the side of KO over there for the side of Alderain. Bubbles holding up Heaven with that Vandal as the Boombot will enter in for can't aim. Clears the corners. But there's going to be a tough one over here. Look at the angles that are being covered by Crawford.
This is such a patient play coming out from both sides, and enough util left for both squads to be able to actually throw it out, and the jump through the bubble comes through, gets away with it. Unfortunately for them, there's been someone in their midst. One of us is not the same. Imposter detected, and Kilua lives up to the name, adds a couple of those from a great push, and with only a single casualty, 4-0 now up on the border. AR, this is where everything's level, and Eldorain should have everything that they need. I mean, no ultimates yet, only the one from Clove on the other side, and that gives it basically a 6v5 into this next round. What does Eldorain have to do? What are they doing wrong?
They've got their rifles now. The thing is, they need to play off of their picks. They are rushing in a bit too much. They haven't cleared corners for a couple of rounds over there that we've seen. They need to clear those corners, play off of their picks, maybe get a rotate after they take one out. But Crawford is doing absolutely incredible holding them out. There's a satchel aim. Buttercup's aim is just insane over there, flicking perfectly for that headshot. Now Kimono gonna take the charge. Spray through that box. Hopefully no one is behind there. They will clear it for a second and sprays through the smoke as well. But now you're in a 4v5 situation.
4v6, Clove still with that ultimate if they need it. So, I mean, this is a very difficult push for Eldorain there. Again, still being very patient with it, waiting. But Cypher's got so much information. And look how much they can delay a push like this. Plenty time still on the board, though, with dwindling numbers. And Buttercup's play there was so good to be able to react. Now we're going to see if Hayes can get over the blind cards. And they're going to be shortly followed by the other three members of the squad. Yet again, it's Crawford taking the round with just a single casualty.
You gotta be knowing that Crawford is like, we're glad we gave Buttercup Yoru, because those blinds are fantastic. The blinds are always catching Eldorain. We saw it earlier on with the clone that went off. They shot it, they got blinded. We saw it over there, bouncing the flash off the wall, just so that the entire team got so stunned. They swung out so easily, got the headshots that they needed, and almost instantly that round was done. Eldorain need to go ahead and try to make some good plays over here, but it's gonna be tough against Crawford. Again, that knife gets thrown out, but will get shot at. Cypher will be the one that gets detected over there. Bismillah's gonna go ahead and get that orb. And that's the thing as well. The orb's getting taken, but can't aim with the slow push up. Saw Bismillah go through window, and now they have a chance to go ahead, but...
there it is.
I was about to say Valorant timing, but got that headshot there, Alf.
Absolutely spots out their opponent. Information again. King, now the opportunity for the off angle. This is a big part for Eldorain. They've also got some ultimates on board. They're going to be able to get their first plant down, and really nice aggressive push here. Buttercup getting all the information of where they need to be and calls it out towards the teammate. Bubbles over the top, realizes where the showstopper needs to go, and after Eldorain with a great spot, it's just Buttercup and triple kill. He comes out clutch. He's been so good around the map.
That is a Yoru main, if I have ever seen one. I mean, Yoru, one of the more fun agents out there, of course, with the clones, the blinds, the teleports, and Buttercup knows how to do it so well. The 1, 2, 3, even from that ult, and stayed in that ult long enough so that the showstopper from Can't Aim did not hit whatsoever, and then just easy pickings for Buttercup.
So nice, the psychological games. And Yoru's not a common character that you come across in random matches. So the adaptability against it is so difficult and might be something that this Eldorain side is not prepared for. What they do have at least is a abundance of ultimates. You know, I look at something like the Killjoy. I would have liked to see that in the previous round because the KO wouldn't have been able to ult over that and disable it. But certainly still a viable opportunity for them. Just can control a point, and with how slow they have been able to play it, they can completely isolate a single point and then take control of it.
Yeah, and Killua doing a fantastic job over there of creating those one-ways again with those cages, and even spotted out the team with that camera. And now Bismillah gonna go ahead, pop that flash, try to get one, but did not blind everyone over there, and this could be the opening that Eldorain needs.
They did well in the previous game to take the first kill. They're going to do it again. A nice boombot towards the door. No one coming through there. Gives them the freedom to not look and push around the corner. Bubbles sitting, waiting to take that aggressive angle. It's a really nice bit of util over the time. The blind, the Seekers as well going through. Even now, the Killjoy ult trapping and confirming the point. Hayes takes the opportunity to get the plants, but his Bubbles just lurks around and now just sitting just out inside. It's a trade there. 2 players detained, and they're going to have to try and get those back into the action. So close to does, but it's Buttercup trying their best to come back into this game. 1v1, actually 1v2, and it's just the Rays, and the sliver of HP does take down one. It's 1v1 with the clove and an ultimate. The timer on the bomb ticking down and can't aim. Clutches the first round here for Eldorain.
Beautifully done. I will say Buttercup over there did a fantastic job of teleporting out of that lockdown and then holding up drop for the swing, knowing that one of the opponents was going to swing, try to get the 3 eliminations, and then literally just immediately got that kill. But well done to Can't Aim and Eldorain. They got that first round. They just need to do it 5 more times. Tie us up before we get into the next half.
Next half, that would be big. 6-2, it feels a lot better than 7-1, and they've now got a little bit of momentum. Obviously, Crawford, with those number of rounds behind them, still has plenty of the econ that they need. They're going to be buying out, and here's your last opportunity to see a couple of those ultimates. I don't think we've gotten to see the Cypher ult yet, which is really big when we have been seeing early picks in the game, being able to reveal the rest. Haunt goes out there. Zan going to go back down, and Komodo now just sticking with the team, making distractionary noises, trying to force out util by their opponents.
Yeah, and they need to be careful that they do not get flanked over here. On the minimap, you can see the Rays that has an easy spot to go through. KO ult will go through right now. Bismillah, unfortunately, has to reload at the wrong time. And that is going to get them eliminated. Plant will go down for now. And numbers advantage in the hands of Eldorain, and there it is, a 4v1 situation. Cypher, the last one left alive. Killua, full HP, a Vandal, and can go ahead and swing, can afford to get eliminated over here. They have enough cash to go ahead and buy for the next round, so good ego swing, but this round is looking like it will be all Eldorain.
Yeah, Eldorain's done too good of a job, right? You're going now into all this util. You're going to a KJ who's managed to set up on the point, and the swing comes out. Killua actually gets one. To be using the ult, actually invests this. Oh, that's interesting. Gonna be able to at least spot them. Can you actually clutch this out? Gets the one. Wall hacks are overpowered for a reason, but turns it into just that extra bit. Maybe looking to starve out Eldorain.
Yeah, absolutely, and that's going to be the second one on the board for Eldorain. And let's take a look at these kills right now. Bubbles at 10 over there. Killua, Winter, and Buttercup all at 8 on the side of Eldorain. 6-6, 4-4, 3. Very, very even. And this is what I love also that we're seeing every single round. Killua doing different trips each time, but still going ahead and doing those one-way cages. It is very, very nice. It gives you that that ability to get the limbs very easily. We saw it even previously in the other round, but Kimono now trying to get a shot off first on, I believe that was Buttercup. Not getting the headshot though. Winter pushing up B, or B main I should say, behind that box. He's gonna go ahead, join up with Can't Aim as they slowly push towards site.
This is one of the big things about the Cypher, also putting all the trips on the same site every time. You can force your opponents to go to a different side of the map, and that's where Bubbles is taking an aggressive angle, actually lurking here on the side. I don't know if anyone knows that. Yeah, gets the first kill, takes out the counterpart on the Rays, and Komodo go to 4 afterwards. Now it's all up to Crawford to just completely strangle their opponents. They're able to tighten the noose more and more, trading better and better with these off angles, and that's a great way to set yourself up. Now Eldorain in a difficult position. And Crawford once more calling all the shots.
I wonder if Bubbles over there just yelled Raise Diff after that first elimination. You usually do that when you go ahead and get the elim. Up to 12-5 right now. A score of 7-2. Still doable for Eldorain to get a couple more rounds before we get to that half. But the buys are going to be tough over here. I mean, we're seeing Guardians. There's one Vandal. There's a Ghost over on Omen, a Sheriff on Can't Aim of them. Marshall in the hands of Hayes. It's going to be tough for this team as the 0-point knife goes out again. Does not scan anyone. The pinch shots as well, but Hayes gets that elimination on Buttercup.
That's huge, actually. Buttercup has Wait, no, I think they used their ult in the previous fight. But that is huge. I mean, the Euro has been doing so much work, being able to poke and prod and come from different angles. It's been a linchpin about how Crawford moves around the map. And it gives Eldraine now some opportunity to think about what they want to do. They put some noise on one side. Again, they see the Cypher down that side of the world. So they start threatening A a little bit, B lurking around there. And I mean, this is a great off angle. Maybe going to be able to catch. They get one, they get Bismillah. It's going to be the Cypher now, caught out. Kimono in a great position, and it's good control of the meta game of the whole map here as Eldraine, they push forward. Going to be able to get one trade back as a 4v2 collapses Bubbles with that double kill. Zan was just dragging all the attention as Bubbles with the space and does fall with their life, but has traded it down to the 1v1.
1v1 situation. Kimono in stairs right now. Winter does not have a single clue about it. Watching window now turns attention just a little bit. Spike is down just outside of that door. Who's going to get the shot off first? It is going to be Kimono over there. I think the biggest factor of that win for Eldraine was the fact that Bismillah's flash actually hit Zubble and did not get as much out as he wanted to. So it did not afford for him to go out, swing, and get an elimination because 2 or 3 of the opposing team were not blinded.
Yeah, I mean, it's a single play like that can determine a fight. I think the whole game, though, Eldraine looked like they had that round. You know, the first pick, from that moment onwards, they took a nice short angle with Komodo on point B. They then went around the outside, and it's the overall cohesion of school teams that impresses me every time, AR. As we head now, we swap across. We now see Crawford. They get the chance to defend, and they don't have the lineup that wants to be passively sitting back. They want to take aggression. They don't want to do it now necessarily in the first round, as they're just looking for information. They've got a Yoru on a long flank, though. Teleports back.
2 more rounds before that half also. Eldraine definitely want to go ahead and make it a 7-5. And, you know, a cheeky little meme crosshair over here on the side of Bismillah now. Going ahead and, you know, sometimes you shoot better with it. I will tell you that much. Gets that flash out, pops the flash, connects a little bit. Ditto point knife goes out, will suppress, will go ahead and get a scan out, but the angle over there, not good whatsoever. Bismillah gets wall banged through the box and taken out. And
great angle there from Buttercup. Certainly tried to take the angle and constantly turn around just in case. Buys the space, can't aim. Only a single kill with that showstopper. Bubbles on the other side does well to pick up duos. It seems to constantly get that positioning and that time to turn 1 into 2. Now it slows down again. A 1v2. Zan on the Clove. And there, Fade and Omen on the other side. I haven't seen the Omen ult this entire game.
Oh, shaky aim just a little bit. Almost got that headshot, but gets taken out. Unfortunately, the swing happens first over there. And 1 step closer to making it 7-5 as we're now in our last round before the half. And we will get a timeout over here. A little bit of a discussion. What's going on? We've lost 4 rounds right now. And defenders will get this timeout.
I think this is very smart. Crawford was doing so well in the beginning. They dominated, what was it, the first 5 or 6? I think it was 6-0 at one stage. They've picked up a single round now in the last 5, like you say. And maybe this is tactical, right? They just wanted to get rid of the 9-3 curse. That was it. That was the whole thing. Now they're going to ready to go up there. But certainly 7-4 is a lot closer than the beginning of this game looked to show off. And where Crawford was a single unified team, They maybe now Eldraine has just got more depth to their ability to change up their playstyle.
Yeah, I feel like Eldraine have sort of figured it out right now. They know where the Cypher trips are going to be. Nothing's really changing on the defense. So they know exactly what they need to do. They have a set out plan. They're faking C or they're faking B and then rotating through A. So that's happening constantly. And they know they can get away with it once they get the initial picks. And it's what I talked about. Once they get the initial picks, they get the initial eliminations, and they play off of it, they'll get into sight a lot easier.
So now this is what I'm interested as to what that timeout did, is you have the opportunity to really think out a new plan. Maybe Crawford has read that their opponents are just they're bringing something that we can't counter with our standard playstyle. So let's do something absolutely crazy. And once the Cypher strips are down on C again, looming at it, they're going to take a full 5-man aggressive rush. It's going out from A-Long, and the first kill from both sides. Actually, no, just here, Crawford with a single kill there, takes down the Killjoy. Buttercup decides to teleport across the other side. Going to cut them off. They think that everyone's coming down, and so the pincer maneuver's on.
Yeah, but what cost was that? It was a full man push over down A, leaving C completely exposed. No one but Winter left over there now, left alone to defend that site. Has both smokes that could be put down, but nothing yet. Buttercup gets taken out as he pops out of that ult. Down to a 3v3 situation as Bismillah gets one. And that's the smokes down as well for Eldraine. The ult, however, will go through. KO ult for Eldraine. We'll go ahead and suppress the entire team. Can't Aim takes out Bubbles over there. Killua manages to take down Hayes, but Hayes is still down. Can be revived. That ult still going. Now Can't Aim holding onto site. Hayes will bleed out over there. It's up to Can't Aim. Throws a satchel over. The knife goes out. But it doesn't matter. Gets that headshot either way. Suppressed for just a little bit longer. The time ticking away on that spike. Bismillah, last one left alive. Gonna hop on that spike. Tied to half it. Gonna stick it, but the shorty gets the 4K for Can't Aim, and that's 7-5 as we go into our next half.
Man, Can't Aim continues to impress me. Just such awareness of how to take fights like that. They were 2v1 and doesn't try and rush for the res or anything. Realizes the bomb's down, so the opponents have to push up at some stage. So holds the mid angle, realizes, spots one rushing around the side, satchels them over the top to add a bit of damage, and then immediately swings out to the left. And then the 1v1 versus the Hayes on the other, sorry, not Hayes, it's Bismillah on the other side. That was so well done. Peeks around the left, spots the elbow sticking out, takes a couple of shots, and then pushes aggressively, realizing what their opponent's up to. And a shorty in a bubble, there is not much you can do against that. That's a single click of the button.
And now we are going to switch sides, meaning Crawford's on the attack. Will their attack be as good in the early rounds as their defense was? They are going to hold back, not get that scan. Skull takes out Killua immediately, though, down B. And we can sort of see a split on the map right now of looking to get off of picks. Bubbles with a double tap gets the elimination on Hayes with that classic. Beautifully done. And we're even Stevens right now with the manpower on both of these teams.
Now, these are nerves of steel to be able to just like quite calmly double tap your opponent with a classic. On the other side, Skull now going to be put under pressure. Decides to fake back. There's a lot of opposition coming in there, and the timing was right for the first time, but gets eliminated as he attempts it the second time. Still, the trade's coming out well. Can't Aim. Gets another casualty. So a 3v3 and time ticking down. That's a big kill. Oh, San, you pulled off something here.
And immediately, door gets open, and the rotation onto C right now. Zan pushing up Waterfall, takes out Court as well. And now, it's last one left alive. Bubbles from behind on B, goes ahead and gets that elimination. That was a lot of alliteration that I just said over there as well. But look at the kills on Bubbles, 19 and 8. And our score is 8-5 right now. Only a little bit more that Crawford needs to go ahead and do to get this victory.
Yep. I mean, right now it's fantastic for them. The scores, like you say. On the other side, Eldraine, they're so evenly spread in terms of their kills. There's not one standout player. You know, Can't Aim is doing a lot of work, but basically trading a 1 KDA is not enough to carry your team through as the duelist. Now all of the Utah pop, every bit of pain shells. There's so much damage and 2 kills cleaned up afterwards. Eldraine know how to utilize what little resources they've got, and it's all at once. Now they can start pincering and putting pressure on their opponents.
Killua with that Vandal in hand, not connecting on those shots, though. 5v3 situation. Bubbles gonna pick up that Phantom instead. Gonna do much better with that than that Stinger that was in hand. Can't Aim gonna peek with that classic. Gets hit a little bit with those pain shells. Down to 6 HP. The peak from Winter gets the shot off with that Phantom and gets the elimination. 3v3 situation as they now push onto site. Hayes on site. Throws that knife out. Scans all 3. Suppressing all 3. The pop flash goes out but does not connect. Killua gets the elimination beforehand. Skull now in stairs. Manages to avoid that warbang. You see that satchel over there does push
Oh.
Skull a little bit, but not managing to
Oh.
connect on that shot. And now it's a 1v2 situation, Alt with a Vandal in hand.
Eldorain has been doing such a good job of these trades, but Kahlua in an off angle. Oh, they don't know. Kimono, you're walking the wrong way. Is actually just going to go straight for this. Decides to smoke up, baiting in their opponent, facing the wrong way. They kneel them nose. And it's just a matter of luck. Who turns around at the wrong time? Kimono going to get extra credit for the defuse. And that's somehow Eldorain. They were doing so well with their trades back and forth. They just won the numbers game.
The Valorant timing over there of turning around at the wrong possible time still sticks true even through 2025. I tell you what. Now Crawford opting to go ahead. Now we see a shotgun over here. Bubbles perhaps looking for a double satchel Bucky shot to get into sight, saving those creds as well. I mean, they're doing very, very well on creds. I mean, you look at Eldorain and they are almost broke over there, investing in those Vandals. But Hayes now with that lineup of that 0-point knife again, throws it out. I don't think it actually scanned anyone, actually. Maybe just the opposing KO over there, but Skull now watching B. The cage goes up, and Kirua manages to cross over without any suspicion. Skull seems to know that there was a crossover. But you don't want to get hungry and peek it, you peek it! Kirua gets a little bit greedy, peeks it, now gets spotted out, and that information will be relayed to the rest of the team.
Oh, the Valorant timing, though, for Skull, I feel so bad. Held that angle for so long, and as you go away, it's just in time to spot. Now a difficult job for this Hayes on the KO. Very confusing, thank you, but does at least avoid the first bullet, and now the opponent's giving away. Still, the threat around B lingers. San has come to join the party. Skull still holding that. Actually spots out the opponent, but no trigger pull. Just hopes the paint shells are going to do something. Now, again, the haunt goes through. Still patience. Eldorain, they're holding this for as long as they need. They get the first kill. Eventually, something snaps on the side of Crawford.
I mean, the time is all on Eldorain's side. They can wait for as long as they need to. Crawford that needs to go ahead and push through. And with 25 seconds left on that clock, they will have to make a play over here as Bubbles now pushing through the smoke. Kimono with that angle and Vandal in hand. Even has a turret down as well, can play back.
14.
And 13 seconds out. What's going on over here? It's like they're too afraid to actually push into sight. And now Buttercup with the blind, but it doesn't do much. It stuns for just a second, and I think there's barely enough time for the plant, and hence the swing. The plant goes down, and Kimono there was trying to get the elimination just before that time went off. But either way, Eldorain will get that defuse, and that's going to push the score up to 8-7.
Oh, that's getting so close. And I actually like what Kimono did at the end. Like you say, it's the high risk play of, but if we can stop the plant going down, now we instantly win. But I can give my life for it because I know I got 4 people standing behind me. Again, Eldorain showing that there's no selfishness in this lineup. They're ready to do whatever it takes. And again, this squad just continues to impress me. So they bring it back. I mean, this is a completely different story, AR. I thought we were being set up for a bit of a sweep, and right now, I don't know who's going to win.
I mean, we might just see a reverse sweep happen right here, right now, as we see the opposing side now, even on C, still that defense over there with those swarm grenades from Kimono. Zan going to go ahead and fake that orb, but the paint shots come through, forcing Kimono all the way back. A lot of util on site, though. That knife doesn't go ahead and suppress anyone. The teleport in as well, but Bubbles ready over there for Kimono. Gets the elim. The nade, fragmentation nade over there as well. Does a little bit of damage to Bubbles, but still enough HP, and the plant will go down from Bismillah. And I think the not dead yet gets popped. Yes, the not dead yet gets popped from Winter, and that's that extra life that he talked about, Alt.
And this is a big part about it as well, right? I think if Crawford can win this round out, they're going to be winning on the economy game so well. But they're being so hard pushed for it. Hayes has done such a good job of holding patient angles and just swings away as Buttercup comes out, but he returns, comes back in, turns around. Oh, Buttercup, you are so lucky twice in a row. But Eldorain now under pressure. 4 members on the opponent's side, and their Skull on half HP, not even a third.
And how the tables have turned. Eldorain now, the clock ticking away for them. And it will go ahead and be another round for Crawford. But the elim still coming through. Bubbles gets that final elimination just as the spike explodes. and they get their score up to 9-7, but it's still so close between these two teams.
One ult on the side here of Crawford, but a big ult at that, being able to capture the information. Can't aim, could make a really nice play if swings well with the showstopper, and then Skull. Again, I really want to see a cheeky Omen play. That's what Omen is to me, has got that same sort of like mind games opportunities as a Yoru does, just less often. But when you got your ults, you can make your opponent second guess everything. Paint shells again, get an early shot.
You know, it's that thing that you gotta be expecting early on. If you're not expecting either the KO knife or the paint shells, what are you doing? But still, some trades going off there.
It's going to need some patience in the future. That's been a trick that's been shown time and time again. And right now, Crawford, they're going to be taking advantage. Managing to swing the door open, swing from every angle as they swarm on Say. It's going to be a Killjoy and an Omen. Two difficult characters to retake. It's going to be 1 kill, second for Zan. Such a nice follow-up. I mean, we talk so much about the raises on each side, but Zan has been such a good second spot for Iger.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Clove, obviously the controlist that is Clove, being the controller and the duelist aspects of it, it feels so good with them. Just being able to put down those smokes, heal yourself, and then even with that ult, have that extra life as well. Kimono going to set up again over on C, and Hayes looking to get that 0-point knife again. Needs to throw it just a tiny bit deeper. It will... Remember, even if the knife gets broken and doesn't scan anyone, that's still information. Throws it out. Will it go ahead and scan? No, it does get destroyed though. And you can relay that to your team. Hey, they are over on A. The smokes are down. And now the push comes through from Crawford.
Yeah, Eldoran has been doing a great job on defense here, of flexing. Showstopper's been baited out, but everyone's gone. There's no one around. Throws it hopefully into the corridor, picks up nothing, and it's again Eldoran. They adapt so well. Skull, an early casualty, is going to put more pressure on them. Buttercup follows up with another. Kalua with the third. Kimono with a single trade. And now on to a 2v1. Nice angle coming out. Control, can't aim. Swings one. Has the awareness to turn around, but doesn't get the shots off. Crawford, they eke ever closer. Suddenly, Eldoray, they're once more having to be forced to come up with a new game plan.
And honestly, at the end there, I don't know if you noticed it as well, Crawford's doing exactly what they did in the beginning of this game. They're playing together. They're playing their manpower together.
Yes.
In that end point over there, they had a high-low between, I think it was Kirua and Winter. They had a high-low as they swung that angle, and that makes it so much more difficult for Elderane to actually get any positioning, get any eliminations, get any successful swings with their Vandals, and they're doing a fantastic job of taking sight and holding out the opposing side. But now we get into what could be the final few rounds of this game. The KO ult goes out as well. Buttercup puts that clone out towards backside. Kimono is waiting backside, and the plant will initiate.
Such a quick, aggressive push here from Crawford. They want to be finished with this game, and they've taken control of the site, and there's been a quick response from Eldorain, but a difficult entry in here. Good shots come out as Komodo picks up a double kill and gives them the man advantage as they go towards C. C now worried about too many different angles. Winter takes a great one from the right here, puts pressure on Hayes, and Hayes not dissuaded at all. Pushes forward, but the timing is good. Zan picking up another, turns it around. The 1v1 turns into a 2v1. The kill comes out. It's going to be Crawford. They withstand the push.
Dude, that's insane. There's a medal in Call of Duty called Turned or something like that, where you get shot at first, you turn around, and you get the elimination. I feel like that should happen for Zan over there, because with that ult popped, Skull tried to TP the shadow step behind Zan, but he still managed to go ahead, flick around, and get that final elimination. And now we are at match point for Crawford. Elderane still a ways away to go ahead and tie us all up. But only one more needed for Crawford. Now the timeout for the side of Elderane. What do we need to do? There's one round left. How do we prevent this round from going forth in favor of Crawford? How do we last a little bit longer, swim to the surface, and breathe for a little bit more? And Crawford right now, they're just discussing how to be those sharks in that water and dominate this final round and walk away with that victory.
Yeah. I mean, Eldorain is great in terms of their understanding when to take back steps. You know, give up the space, give up the point if you need to. But they need to have a very clear plan about how they're going to retake it afterwards, because that's where they've fallen short every time. And Crawford shows that they're going to be coming out aggressive. Stuff like those paint shells, the KO knives have been doing a great job. And there is the opportunity. Crawford could be caught out as the Rays does push up here. Can't aim would love to get a good amount of damage on the whole enemy team. But that play, my last thing I want to say on it, the res was great, but the fact that it was in the middle of 3 kills was just fantastic. Paint shells are going out early right now. Sends Crawford back, but no real damage to talk of there. They are able to scatter around it and now have moved out into the open again with their aggressive push towards point A.
And the counter paint shells go through into stairs. Showstopper gets popped from Condame, gets fired out, takes out Kirua. That is going to be an advantage right now. Clone gets shot at, but we know now that there is no Clone anymore. Bubbles, unfortunately, missing those shots on that Phantom. Now immediately a 5v2 situation.
Whoa.
There's the shot from Can't Aim, holding a beautiful angle with that Vandal. And gets the headshot. It's all up to Bismillah. Finds out where 2 of them are, and we see in the chat a fake little AFK over there. And eventually gets taken out. 12-8 is the score. Elderdain still have a long way to go to tie this up.
This is huge. The fact that that was flawless gives them the econ boost that they need to get back into this. They can buy up some decent weapons now and all the armor that they need. They have managed to, again, take such nice angles and have the patience to hold them. I mean, Can't Aim there picked up 2 kills and then just sat still. Held that angle, knowing that the opponents had to come through for as long as it takes. And Elderrain, that timeout worked. The timeout buff is a real thing, AR.
Yeah, and now they just got to be locked in from that and play exactly how they've discussed. Whatever strategies they have said, they need to keep that going. Stay unified, because that is the most powerful thing that we've seen in this game so far. Clone goes out, the flash goes out as well, but the swarm grenade's immediately going to push back Crawford just a little bit. The Prowler is going to go and spot someone. The Clone gets shot at as well from Waterfall alt. And that is going to be information for Crawford. A little trade goes out there. Kirua gets the alarm. Haunt goes out. Actually, that's not the Haunt. That's the Seize. And it is going to... it is going to catch out Kirua, but still gets the shot off. Alt goes out now. Information being relayed. Can't Aim still gets that headshot. We're in a 2v2 situation. Does Elderdain believe that they can go a bit further? Or will Crawford go ahead and take the dub of this final round? It's all up to Can't Aim. And the question is right now, do you believe in miracles? As we see the rotation from Winter all the way over to A to go plant on the freest of sites that you've ever imagined. Plants immediately with 30 seconds, and now it's all on the shoulders of Can't Aim. Knows where the plant is, rushes towards it. It's still so winnable for Can't Aim, but you have to make sure that you can aim in this situation. And now slowing it down, checking every single corner. Does not want to get shot, but could get shot at from stairs. The flash accidentally hit Bismillah over there. We're in a 1v1. Clove versus Rays. Winter versus Can't Aim. Puts down a satchel, taps the spike, but you're running out of time. You need to make a play over here, and Winter's doing a fantastic job of playing out that time. But Can't Aim manages to clutch it up. But is there time? Is there actually enough time for this? Yes, there is.
Not a breath was had for 2 minutes right there. What a play at the aim. Can't Aim with the most difficult task. Crawford did everything by the book. Get the man advantage, get the spike, get it to the other side of the map, and Can't Aim did that entire thing with 0 intel. No way of getting intel at any stage, and slow plays it, turns away at the last second. I thought that was the story done, but comes back, hits the shots that they need to, and then wins the 1v1, baits out the spike twice, and pulls their opponent in. Just shaky moments here for Eldrain, but they're back. That's 2 rounds in a row, and suddenly Crawford have to worry that their opponents have had this late game rally once more.
Absolutely, and Crawford need to make a play over here. Kirua rushing into that smoke immediately, trying to get those final limps. There's one, looks for the second, there's the second. 33 HP left. Pushing up immediately into the spawn, but Skull gonna push out, spotted out. The beautiful flick over there as Winter manages to get that trade, and Crawford now have a 3v1 advantage. And there it is, Winter with the spray down from that Phantom. Gets the elimination and gets the win for Crawford.
That is huge. Killua is one of those players that I don't think we said the name in terms of like standout players the whole way through, but there were about 3 or 4 moments where Killua just dominated the round. It was that aggressive push that goes where no one should. Through 2 or 3 smokes, gets the off angle. Here comes a wonderful Haze Prowler coming past you and still ignores it, keeps going, gets the angle on 2 people because no one expects you to be that close that quick. And it's such an impactful play, and I love the adaptation that Killua brought to this lineup. It's that sort of middle fragger in your lineup that's already got all the util down on the ground. May as well do something with my life of only intel. And best case scenario, 2 kills. The map. Crawford going to be able to take that. It was shaky in the beginning. We thought I thought Eldorain was coming back into that. I believed for so long.
And they did for a while as well. They made that comeback. They pushed through. They tried their best. And they got a good amount of rounds as well. What a clutch up from Can't Aim on that as well. Dude, I'm not going to have a voice tomorrow. That's how much I yelled within that. But at the end of the day, Crawford take the dub of Lotus. Beautifully done. GG's to both of these teams. They should be both proud of what they've done. And this is what ASL is. The megastars in the making. Tuesdays, Wednesdays, Thursdays, every bit of action that you could ever imagine. I mean, 182 schools signing up for the 4th year of ASL. And of course, in partnership with Acer Nitro, making it all possible. If you want to get your school signed up for term 2 as well, schools.acgl.gg. Go check it out. We would love to see you in term 2.
Term 2 is going to be bigger and better than ever, and that's the thing. Acer Education, Acer Nitro is investing in school kids. These ACGL tournaments are there as an investment in the grassroots scene of South Africa, and I can't wait, AR, to get to see when the scouts start investing in here, when the organizations start picking people up at the schools level, because they are, I mean, we see it here. We saw it in Fortnite earlier. We got to see it in Valorant now. Yesterday, we got to see some of it in Rocket League because the talent is there, the passion is there, and it all comes down to you guys. So thank you guys for watching here. And like AR says, bro, I hope you've got a voice for tomorrow because we do this all over again. Fortnite, our 3rd and final stream of the week. No extra action afterwards, a nice quiet end, but I'm sure the Fortnite is going to be more than enough for us. So AR, pretty happy with the week so far and can't wait to cap it off.
Yeah, it's been an absolute phenomenal week so far. Obviously, week number 3 of term 1. We've got, what, 1 more week of term 1 alt? A lot of action still coming through. And in terms of Fortnite, an update that could change the weeks forever, at least for the season. So make sure to stick around for that every Tuesdays, Wednesdays, Thursdays over here on the African Esports channel. Thank you, Alt, for joining me on this fantastic day over here. It's been an absolute pleasure. This dude over here, if you want a great ass caster, it's this guy right here, the best in the business. But we will go ahead and bid you adieu right now. Thank you so much for watching. We will catch you in the next one.